The manager's in. Verizon Wireless now. Post-game comments, Dave Trembley.
Productive outs and scoring some runs. You take a 3-run lead in there to the 8th, and a lot of things happen that don't go your way. And you make the decisions that you think are the right ones, and you hope they work out. You know, the bad hop was pivotal. You think you're going to get a pitch for strike 3. It doesn't happen. And, you know, they end up getting the hits and scoring 5 runs. So had an opportunity again in the 9th, but, you know, Bailey made some good pitches, and he shut us down. Go ahead.
Dave, when you have a game like this, when you see the 8th inning, a single goes off Hendrickson's shin, and then that hop, I know you don't like the word snake bit there, but do you just maybe throw your arms up and think what else can happen to me?
Well, you think you've seen a little bit of everything, but you know, you hate to get a game taken away from a guy who's pitched as well as Bergeson did, and lose it, you know, under those conditions. So it really is unfortunate that those things happen.
Dave, lefties are hitting 194 against Birkin this year. Did you consider sticking with
Who's that?
Lefties are hitting 194 against Birkin. Did you consider sticking with him instead of bringing in Hendrickson?
No, I think you're going to go left against left there. I think that's really what you're going to do. You know, Birkin hasn't faced these guys a lot. You know, their 2 best hitters are their 2 lefties right there. I think if you look at Birkin, Birkin's a fly ball pitcher. You don't want Birkin to give up home runs there. He's never been in that situation before. Hendrickson has. He did a nice job the other night in the same role. You know, that's the decision that was made.
Could Bergeson have gone longer? He had retired 14 straight, and he only had 93 pitches.
Well, I don't think the pitch count enters into it. You know, he had retired that many. He had a long inning to sit after the 7th. You certainly don't want to put him in a situation where he's going to lose the game. He's pitched so well. You know, maybe if you get the call that you think you should have got, that might have been borderline the walk to Ellis. Maybe it's a little bit different outcome, but you don't. You know, you're going to roll the lineup over again for the 4th time. I don't think you're going to let him do that.
Did you feel it was setting up for you? I mean, the guys that you wanted were in the positions you thought they could succeed.
Well, those are the people that we have, and I was confident that those guys were going to get it done. I mean, we'd be talking a different story here if there isn't a bad hop to shortstop. You know, I would have put Oman in the game instead of them putting Bailey in the game. That's how it would have been.
Dave, Meredith has been dependable in the past, but these last couple games giving up big hits late. You've been in the spot before this year. Do you have to rethink the role with him, particularly at this point?
You know, the ball's not coming out of his hand with a lot of sink. It's flat, it's up. You know, the guy, when he sinks the ball, he's a ground ball pitcher. And, you know, there have been some situations where, you know, that hasn't happened. In retrospect, you know, you could say, hey, leave Hendrickson in there. But, like I said, if some things would have went our way a little bit differently in the 8th, you wouldn't even be talking about it. But I understand, you know, the reality of it. The reality of it is you got a righty there. I think you're going to try and bring a guy in to get the ball on the ground and get out of it. Didn't happen.
Obviously, we point to the 8th, but I mean, you had several offensive scoring opportunities where you guys didn't take advantage of that either.
Yeah, I thought both teams did. We did. You know, early in the game, we had them loaded and 1 out. We had a chance to break it open and didn't. But we certainly showed a lot later in the game when we scored the runs that we did. You know, we worked the count. We got some big hits. It wasn't pretty, but Martinez with 2 strikes, you know, put into play and allowed us to get another run. So it's just really unfortunate the thing happened the way it did in the 8th. I would have really liked to get the win for Bergeson. He certainly showed a whole lot. You know, they were complaining early in the game that he wasn't keeping his foot on the rubber. and he seemed to settle back in after he got that out of his system.
Dave, a positive for tonight with Lugo getting the 3 hits and plenty of chances at second base. That has to bring confidence to him and the infielders, correct?
Well, he's an experienced player. He's a good defender. He wants to do well. He wants more opportunities to play. He had a nice game.